Hi, Mark, coming back to you with Transwest Truck Trailer RV, and we want to bring our inventory back to you. We're almost out of this pandemic thing. We're still on 50%. People are staying home, so we want to bring our inventory back to you, and we want to bring this 2020 Freightliner M2106, which is upfitted by Summit Haulers. We've showed this to you before. I'm going to show you some of the main points on our trucks. The stock number is 5N191491, and if you're ever on our lot, you can scan on that right there and it'll bring up all the information you'll ever want to know about it. So some of the major parts of our trucks, this 106 will have the Cummins 9L, L9. It's an 8.9 liter, 350 horsepower, 1,150 foot-pounds of torque, and then it also has the Cummins 3200 TRV 6-speed automatic transmission on it. Very, very good combination for towing. Some of the other things that I wanted to point out is we've put auto balancers on all of our wheels, which is a really handy thing to have. It's going to save your tires. It's going to make sure your tires and wheels are balanced at all times. The other big thing that I want to point out, which is huge, and one of the reasons why people buy these a lot, is the air brakes. The brakes on these things are huge. So if you're coming down a mountain pass and you have that engine brake on, you normally don't have to use your brakes. In fact, you probably shouldn't have to. But if you're out on the highways and you have to use your brakes, you just touch that brake and you're going to stop. They do a really good job. That's a real good reason why people buy these. Then you're going to sit up a lot higher. Your view of the road is phenomenal. Very, very good that way. We also have air ride. So all the seats in the front, they're air ride, and then also air suspension, so you can lower the suspension on these as well. 197-inch wheelbase, which is very, very important. A lot of our competitors use 187-inch wheelbase. You're going to really notice a big difference in the ride on that. When you lengthen things out, you're just going to get a smoother ride. That's all there is to it. And then these trucks are heavy duty. So when we do these haulers, we have to shorten them up. They're designed to have a longer wheelbase than what we have. So what we've done is we've added counterbalance weights to the rear. If we didn't do that, it would be front heavy and you'd get a lot of bouncing, really hard on your tires, really bad ride, and you'd probably be hydroplaning a lot. So we added about 800 pounds of weight to the rear. It takes care of all of that. You just get a lot better ride, especially when you're dry. You're not hauling anything. But when you are hauling stuff, it just smooths everything out. It's really good that way. I also wanted to point out our trailer saver hitch. I wanted to hit on this really quite extensively. When they come from the factory, we'll order it either with the trailer saver hitch or we'll order it with a gooseneck. This one, we got it in with the trailer saver hitch. And the name says it all. It really does save your trailer. This one is 32,000 pound, I believe. Yep, 32,000 pound, meaning that this hitch can handle 32,000 pounds. This truck has a 19,500 gross vehicle weight rating with a 33,000 pound gross combined weight rating. So it's safe to say you can tow like up to 20,000 pounds with this. One of the reasons we keep the gross vehicle weight rating down is so you guys don't have to pay that 12% FET tax on these, because that would be another 12% on the top of whatever the sale price is. So that's why we try to keep it down. It has a 9,000 pound front axle and a 12,000 pound rear axle. So it's designed to tow, and it does a good job with that. But on this Hensley trailer saver, if you look over here, you see on both sides it has these shock dampeners. That takes care of any rebound that you have when you go over a heavy bump or something. And then you got the two 200-pound airbags in the front. And it operates off the cab secondary air. So you have your adjustment here with the gauge, so you know exactly what air you have in it. Most people will adjust it and then they don't have to worry about it. What Hensley has done, you see this white line on the hitch? So when you're loaded up, you try to get that white line even with the bottom part of the base. So if you get that even, that's going to be the best. So you're going to be leveled out both for the hitch and for the trailer. So you're going to get best ride out of that. The best thing about these things is they have a large 1-inch jaws that wrap around the kingpin. There's a lot of them on the market that aren't that big. This has a 3-stage locking. It has a release stage, and then it has a stage, which this is in right now. When you back your kingpin up, it's going to lock. So that's what these tools are for right here. So if you put that on that lever there and you pull this, that's the way you put it in stage. It's already there, so it wouldn't do anything for me right now. But once you back into that, it locks up. That wraps around the kingpin, and it's very, very secure. This is also convertible to a gooseneck ball. There's one screw that's on the back side. You take that nut off and that whole thing comes out. That head comes off, you put a gooseneck ball in there and you just bolt it back. So you can use it on a horse trailer or whatever. So it's very, very convertible. If you look at some of the videos on Facebook, what you find is that it does save the trailer and the truck. You're not gonna get a lot of the violent jarring. So all your stuff in the trailer is not gonna be thrown around, especially on some of these roads where you come up to a bridge in the road and there's a big lip. If you have just a solid hitch, you're gonna really feel that. With this, you just don't feel it. It's just a smooth ride. So I would suggest you get online and look at some of these hitches. That's why we put these on there. There's so many hitches on the market, and everybody that we've sold these to, they just absolutely love them. And it does do what the name says. It's a trailer saver. So if you have any other questions on this truck or any other truck, as you can see, we have a very, very good selection of haulers right now. I don't think we've ever had a good selection as we do right now. We have some used ones. We have quite a few new ones. We have some M2 112s, which has the 505 horsepower. So if you're towing something that's quite heavy, that's what you want. We have one of those used too. And then we have a good selection of our light duty trucks, a couple of SUVs. So give us a call at 303-684-3400, or you can go on to transwest.com and you look at all of our inventory. We have locations in Grand Junction and Fountain, also in Brighton, and then here in Frederick, Colorado. So give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about any of these things. Thanks for looking in today.